Today we're taking a look at the Marvel Legends Wolverine versus Silver Samurai 2-pack. And we definitely have some things to talk about, so stick around.
And here we go.
Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Dad's Expensive Hobby.
What's up?
I'm back for another Gamerverse review, and I am particularly interested in at least one of these figures. But let's check out their package real quick. Here on the front, it is a typical Gamerverse package. Got a nice big window on the front showing us everything that's going on inside. On one of the sides here, it's got Wolverine looking pretty cool, and on the other side, it's got Silver Samurai looking mediocre at best. On the back, it's the typical, that they've had with the game fighting situation, and it looks cool enough, I suppose. But anyways, that is enough about this package. Let's get them out of the package and take a closer look at them. All right out of the box, one of them looks pretty good and the other one's already starting to piss me off. But let's go first things first, and let's see how tall Wolverine is. To the top of his head, he is right at 5 3/4 inches, which really doesn't seem that tall, which would make the entire figure about 14.5 centimeters. And for Silver Samurai, he is right at 6.5 inches, and I'm not even going to flip the ruler over because I don't care about him at all. But all in all, I've been hearing a lot of people complain saying this Wolverine's too tall. I mean, maybe he's a little bit tall for a Wolverine, but he's not that tall. But anyways, let's stand him next to some other figures and see how tall he actually is. And here's Wolverine with the Heat Claws Wolverine from Marvel Legends. And I'm going to go ahead and say it. Yes, this new one is taller, significantly for the most part. But man, he looks so much better. He's so beefy and stuff. I absolutely love it. I would take a taller Wolverine to get this look any day. And here he is with the 85 years Astonishing Wolverine from Marvel Legends. And yes, he's taller than him too. But I swear to God, in hand, he looks so much better. Not that other one's a bad figure, but this new one looks so good. Now, I picked those two Wolverines because they're the two that I have that look the most like this figure. And I also wanted to do some head swaps, see if that would work. And I'll put up a couple of pictures of their unmasked head sculpts on this new figure, and I think they look pretty good. But, as you saw in the comparisons, yes, he's taller, but I don't really see that big of an issue with it, especially since he is definitely a marked improvement over probably any Wolverine that we've gotten thus far. Now for accessories, Wolverine honestly doesn't come with much, but what he has does look pretty decent. He comes with a really cool head sculpt on him in the package and the 2 claw fists, but we'll see that here in a minute. He also comes with 2 fist hands, and they look all right, nothing groundbreaking. And he does come with that really cool like claw swoosh effect right there that comes with a clear acrylic stand to put it up on, and it doesn't look too bad. Now for Silver Samurai, he actually comes with a little bit of stuff. He comes with kind of like a translucent blue samurai sword that looks pretty cool. And he gets a really awesome blue and purple like energy effect that goes on that sword. And it looks pretty darn awesome. He also comes with another like a clear acrylic stand to hold his little shuriken right there. And it's not done too bad itself. All right, it's showtime. Aesthetics for Wolverine here. He looks pretty darn good overall. He's beefy, he's bulky, yes, a little bit tall, but he's got a short squatty neck that I like. The paint on him is done pretty decently overall. He's got a nice matte finish. There ain't a shiny piece on him on this figure. He looks really good. Let's look at this head sculpt really quick because it's looking pretty decent. I like the expression that they've got. He's actually gritting his teeth and looks mean. He's doesn't have some kind of stupid smirk on his face like we've seen in the past. The cowl looks really good, nice and big. They've captured the look from the source material pretty darn well. The tiger stripes on here, mine are done pretty well. That may vary slightly from figure to figure, but this looks pretty good. Look at the size of these arms. That is crazy awesome. That looks really good. And I like the way they've done the hair here. I don't like the kind of dot kind of like hair look that they've done on Wolverines in the past. I like this look much better. His chest looks good. Abs look really good. The back is wider than the waist, which is awesome. The legs have nice muscles in them. They actually flare out and taper in at the knees. Speaking of knees, yes, they are discolored. Yes, it is flagrant. Yes, it is an abomination. That is probably the worst part about this figure is that right there, those knees. That is a gross oversight on Hasbro's part. That looks like shit and looks even worse from the back. Oh my goodness. Moving on. The boots look pretty good. I like that little flare out right there. I thought in the game or whatever it had something going down the back. I could be wrong. Somebody tell me down in the comments if I am. The paint on the boots, as far as the line work, looks pretty decent. There's some paint around, like, to give him the underwear look around the hips and crotch, and it's done pretty well. Overall, this figure just looks really, really good. The new claws, I like them a lot. They're longer than usual, but that's okay. And mine had 0 warping out of the package, so I was really thrilled about that. It just looks really, really good. I cannot complain. He's got kind of big hands, which I like, because Wolverine, you know, especially in those games or whatever, his hands were kind of looking big. Overall, this figure looks really awesome. All right, now for Silver Samurai. There ain't a damn thing silver about him. They should have called him the number 2 pencil samurai, because he is just kind of lead colored all over, and there ain't a lick of paint on this figure.
Fuck.
It's very, very disappointing, especially since the sculpt is actually not too bad. I don't know how game accurate it actually is, but it actually doesn't look bad as far as the sculpt is concerned. I'll show you the 2 places that have paint on this figure. Right here on his chest and abdomen, that surprisingly is done pretty well. That glossy red looks pretty good. And this little dot right up here on his forehead. And that's it. Now, of course, his head sculpt, you know, they put some paint on the face, and that is probably the dumbest looking face I've ever seen. His jaw is wider than his damn head. Oh my God, this figure is just making me mad the more I dig into it. He is just cheap, gray, marbly plastic everywhere. Not a bit of anything done. He looks like they just decided to stop and just not do it anymore. Now, his chest and abdomen and stuff, the sculpt looks good. The sculpt of his arms looks good. The sculpt of the legs looks pretty good. The sculpt of the boots looks pretty good. If they'd actually put some paint and actually finished the figure, he'd probably be pretty awesome. But instead, they just said, we're good. These shoulders things right here, whatever these are, these don't look right because they kind of slope down. Even on the back of the frickin' box, they're supposed to be up, and they're not, and that kind of blows. And they're just cheap, crappy plastic anyway, just like his helmet's cheap plastic. The little skirt piece is cheap, flexible plastic. There's nothing to it. No paint on the belt or anything anywhere. Tons of marbling in the back. And he is very gummy. He's out of that gummy plastic that they've been using. He is just a huge swing and a miss. And unfortunately, you have to spend $60 to get that Wolverine because he comes with him.
Don't cry, don't cry.
But I think down the road that Wolverine will come out in his own, individual release, and I hope so, because I'll probably buy another one. All right, articulation for this new Wolverine. Buckle up, because he moves pretty well, other than a couple of things that piss me off. Let's start with his head. He will look down, if I can get it to move. Really good. Definitely got some lollipop syndrome going on there, big time. But he'll look up really good as well, which is really good for a Wolverine to get those crouch down kind of poses. So that actually is a plus in this department. But the reason why they do that is because they got him on that ball peg disc hinge thing.
How dare you!
I wish they'd quit doing it, but in this case, I think it's coincidence, but I want to give them credit saying they did it intentionally because of the kind of poses you'd want to do with him. But I'm playing fast and loose. His shoulders will come out to 90 with 0 problem. Full 360. He's got a butterfly, but we'll cover that here in a second. These shoulder caps are actually on a little thing, and I don't even know if I could show you, that is actually kind of in between the shoulder, the arm, and the inside of the shoulder, that just floats around so it doesn't impede movement whatsoever. Now back to his butterfly. He's got a butterfly, but it don't do much as far as forward, but it will take the arms back a little bit. Not the best executed butterfly that they've ever done. Not gonna lie, it's not that great, but it helps a little, I suppose. Right here, he has a floating bicep that can move on its own, and he's got a single jointed elbow that actually looks really good. You get up to 90 and I have no problem with it, but look at that elbow. That looks really nice from all angles, so I will take it. That looks really, really good, and you get rotation right there, so that's perfectly fine with me. Now, his wrists are a hinge like normal, and they move perfectly fine. Oh, no neck joint, by the way, just to point that out. He has a diaphragm brake, and it is on a double ball peg, and it will crunch him forward very nicely. It will lean him back pretty decent. You do get some shelving right there, and they did not continue the sculpt. So when you lean him way back, the aesthetic is going to go right out the window for the most part.
Fuck.
Now, ball peg down here in the waist for once, and it adds a lot. So look how much you can lean him forward. That is beautiful. Leaning back, pretty good. Again, you lose the sculpt up there, but it does look good. And when you use it all in tandem, you can pose this Wolverine just about any way you want to. Twist in both places, lean in both places. Very, very well done. Now, legs. He can do almost a full split. That is very, very nice. I like it. And it's just ball peg technology up in there, nothing crazy. He has a good front kick. I will take that all day long. He does have a little bit of Logan booty, so the leg is not going back, but you don't get any gap, so that's not a big deal. He's got a thigh swivel that works just fine. He has an ugly knee, but he does have a pinless double jointed knee. Gives us beautiful range and perfect symmetry. I like that a lot. The proportions were beautiful. When the knee's bent, the pinless ones don't look good, but whatever. No boot swivel. This would have been a good time to have a boot swivel, but they didn't have one. Ankles are a hinge, and they will go down all the way for the most part, and they'll come up pretty darn good for the most part. And he does have a nice ankle rocker. Peg holes in the bottoms of the feet, and no toe hinge. This Wolverine moves really well. A couple of joint systems that I'm not a super big fan of, but overall he will pose. Now for Silver Samurai. Nobody really cares, but I'm going to go through it anyway real quick, starting with his head. He'll look down a little bit. He's not going to look up because of that stupid helmet that looks like crap, and that's because he too is on a that ball peg disc hinge thing.
You're a piece of shit.
That doesn't bother me because this figure overall bothers me, and I'm going to move on. Shoulders will go out to 90, so that's good. Can do a full 360 despite having those shoulder things on there, and it just pops off. Those pop off and on very easy, not a big deal. No butterfly for him, so they don't come across him. He does have a bicep swivel that works just fine. Pinned double jointed elbow. You get good range, but you're going to smash his little shoulder thing, so whatever. Wrists are on a hinge that move just fine. He also has a diaphragm brake, and it works fairly decent, not too horrible. It'll lean back actually really well, surprisingly. Let me get his arm out of the way. But you do get some gapping, and you lose the sculpt right there. It looks not too great. He's got a twist. He does not have a ball peg in the waist. He has a twist, and it's okay. It's not my favorite joint, but it's hidden by the skirt piece, so you don't, it doesn't look super bad when you do it. Legs, decent split, not too bad. Not too bad. The skirt piece doesn't impede it too bad, so I'm not going to complain. He has a crappy front kick. That's not good at all, and it rounds outside if you see that, so swing and a miss there. It looks like they did sculpt some booty on him, so the leg's not going to go back at all. Underneath there, he does have a thigh swivel. That works really well. Pinned, once again, double jointed knee. Not very good range at all, just past 90, so that kind of sucks. He has a boot swivel, and it works, I guess, just fine, and it's hidden by the sculpt, so not too bad there. Ankle is a hinge, so it'll go down pretty decent. Won't go up very much at all, but he does have a decent ankle rocker right there. Peg holes in the bottom of the foot, and no toe hinge. So he doesn't move horribly. He's adequate. It's just, this figure as a whole really makes me angry. All right, final thoughts on the Wolverine plus the lead-colored Samurai. Wolverine is fantastic. He is very, very good. As far as Silver Surfer, he encompasses everything that Hasbro and Marvel Legends does wrong and lazily. Individually, I'm going to give him individual grades. Wolverine, I am going to give him an A-. He is very good. Very, very good. Silver Samurai, I'm giving him a C, because he is average for Marvel Legends, because his sculpt is pretty good. If they'd put some paint on him, he'd be a pretty decent figure. Accessories, they both Wolverine's accessories are acceptable because we got an exceptional figure. Silver Samurai, the figure kind of sucks, but we got a pretty decent spread of accessories. They both move adequately enough. Wolverine moves much better than him, obviously. So overall, I would definitely recommend this 2-pack just for the Wolverine alone. Don't wait until, however long it takes them to individually release him. Go ahead and pick up this 2-pack. Having the Silver Samurai is not going to kill you, and it's definitely not going to hurt your display. Anyways, if you haven't subscribed, pause the video and scroll down and subscribe, and click that hype button. I want everybody to get in the habit of clicking the hype button. And also, do me a favor, click on that video that just popped up in the bottom left-hand corner of your screen. And with all that said, this has been Dad with Dad's Expensive Hobby, and I'll talk to you all in the next video.